This was my first zero build solo victory cup of the season, and I am going to show you how you can earn multiple games in the new meta. Firstly, you want to make sure you have a drop spot that you know well and you're confident in that you can win every time. For me, that is Sandy Steps. I land here in builds. And I also think that in the Zero Build Victory Cup finals, not many people like to land POIs because it's their first time qualifying or, they're nervous. So usually they land edge map splits. So I'm pretty confident that I'll get it unconned a lot like this game right here. I don't think I need this forecast tower. I'm very confident without it. I don't need it for my wins. But as you can see, my loadout is 4 bubble, shotgun, a white combat specifically. 4 bunker, nitro splash, and a fizz. Best case scenario, I would have 6 shockwaves over the nitro splash, but I think dropping the AR or the SMG to carry extra utility is definitely the move for these solo cups. As you can see, I was sitting in that tree the whole entire time. I just want to see where the next zone pulls, so what I'm going to do is just wait and hit a fizz pad and fly right to next zone. So I see somebody's on that big hill. I'm just kind of scouting to see where everyone's at right now. The way I like to play is I like to play right on the edge of zone on height. I think it just gives you the best visibility on the whole lobby, and you can kind of hold your own quadrant of the map so people can't key you. Triple farm's gonna insta go left while everyone fights. As you heard there is I pre-planned for the worst possible scenario, and I also noticed what my dead side is. I've been scouting this whole entire time. But as you can see here is I pull zone, so I use a bunker. Like maybe I could have gotten away without using it, but you don't want to risk just getting fried, especially when you don't have a counter spray. So I just use a bunker, and I'm just watching my flanks on the left and the right. The main thing that people might do in this situation is shockwave up my hill and try to kill me. So you see next zone pulls here. I was looking for a rooftop I could play to save my utility, but there isn't really anything in zone. So I just mark next to a tree because I want to bunker next to the natural cover in case I get lobby sprayed or like someone might want a W key. Bubble out till we get in. I'm calming to hold the bubble out till we get in. Just, that simple stuff that obviously you know. You just want to calm it just to keep yourself locked in. You know, I'm just seeing if I can save my utility by standing here. The reason I calmed bubble until I get in is because you don't want to waste your bunkers until the end of the match. That'll give you the best possible win condition. Yeah, I was starting to head towards that building, but I saw that guy jumping in that bunker. I didn't want to risk getting fried, so I stopped here next to the tree like I marked earlier. And now all I have to do is hold this backside exactly where I came from. I'm just kind of shooting people. Like, even if it's only hitting them for low amounts of damage, it will make them use their utility or not push you. In my head, I'm just going to go last second with my nitro, hold my bubble out, and maybe pause halfway through the rotate. Anytime you have one super far like this, it's always good to make a pause halfway through and just wait. And bunker in on it. If you heard me say I'm gonna bunker in when we're in, so that's just telling me I'm gonna use my bubbles before I get into the safe zone. Mirror rotation. Pull the bubble out. That guy that shot me right there was cheating, so I just want to make that known. But we're in zone now. I didn't really have to take the pause. All I'm really doing is trying to make sure nobody keys into my bunker. Now, I know in this meta, everybody's going to be running into bunkers and stuff like that with the nitro. So I'm already in my head, I pre-plan what I'm going to do if I get W keyed. I am going to run out of my bunker and bubble somewhere on dead side where no one can potentially key me. So let's talk about finding your dead side real quick. So we know that this whole left side of the map was all dead in the very previous zone. The dead side would be this bottom right section of this one, because everybody from this dead side would have wrapped around to this dead side, while everybody else coming in from this side of the map would come in this area of the zone. And then on moving zone, everybody came in right onto the bottom here. So the dead side of moving zone would be right at the top of the beach in the water where the X is. The guy that cooked me there again was cheating, but I'm doing a really good job at pausing until I can see better positions. My plan here is I'm trying to let everybody else fight. That's why I'm bubbling backside. As you saw there, the only person who did any damage to me in that lobby was the cheaters, so that game definitely would have been a win. We are off spawn again, same drop. I kind of switch where I land depending on the bus path. On this specific one, I like to land on the mountain and, hopefully get an AR to beam people out of the sky. As you can see here, I got bubbles on the ground and I found a blue K-Keeper and shockwaves. I already know I'm at a very good advantage versus this guy here. So I go right in for the 50-50 because I just want this off spawn to be over with. I'm playing a good jump shot from the window. I try to shock him out, but it don't work, so I go get on height. He's sitting in that right-hand peak. I knew I just had to hit my shots there. I hit them. It got hairy, but I was very confident I would get it done. And I swapped out the gatekeeper for the combat because I already planned to only carry the combat shotgun as my only weapon. So there's no point in me holding that gatekeeper anymore. So right now, I know the zone is going to pull south. It's just about if it's going to pull left or right. So I already pre-planned this rotation that if it pulls far right, I'm just going to instantly go and wrap this dead side of zone and look for a building to sit in. So you see zone pops, I'm instantly moving. That is also just having the map knowledge of your drop spot. There was somebody on my launch pad, so I knew that teleporter was there. So I went straight down to that instead as a backup plan. Here we see the next zone pool. There is nowhere really good for me to sit without using my utility. So I already said that I am going to use my bunker on this zone no matter what. And I'm trying to scare this guy off of the loot because I want these extra bunkers and I want this fizz. So now I have pretty much the best possible case situation for a loadout. I dive back down here to hit a fizz pad instead so I can see more of my options of where I want to land. And I wanted to choose somewhere pretty central just because of how the zero build zones go. And it's safe to assume somebody's in this bush, so I don't even bother checking it or trying to hide in it. And there actually was somebody in that bush, but we are in a really good position here in the bunker on the side of a mountain. I would bubble, nitro, and bunker low ground. As you can see here, you're hearing me pre-plan for if I get W keyed in this spot. So my plan was if he drops on my bunker, I'm going to bubble, pop a nitro, and jump down to low ground and throw a new bunker. I think I'm gonna go like halfway through bubble, or I'm gonna try and greed all the way in. You heard me call him. I'm going to go halfway through in bubble, or I'm gonna greed all the way in. Because sometimes a lot of people are fighting in these first movings, just jumping in bunkers. So a lot of the times you just have it for free all the way through. Like right here, everyone's hiding inside. I don't have a reason to stop. But this guy ended up moving out as soon as I did, so I know it's the time to pause. I pop a nitro and I'm waiting for the safe zone to open up.
so that way I can bunker in.
Elevate.
Here we are on elevation against a hill. It's really good. I start getting bought, so I'm kind of like just trying to scare this guy so he don't come back, but he ends up coming back. Luckily, I shut that door.
Bubble.
I might not have had to use the bubble here, but it's better to be safe than sorry in that kind of a situation. I calm them wrapping left around this hill. Bubble if I need to pause. Being super aware of people that might nitro me. And I wasn't aware enough apparently. Throwing another bubble because the safe zone isn't in yet, so I'm taking another pause. Now it's in, so bunkered in. And a guy bunkered on me, and I got more storm damage again. And I got shockwaved in the storm. Everything bad seems to be happening.
Don't bunker yet. This guy's cheating! I wanted to wait about 5 more seconds or so if I could, so everybody on that low ground started to fight. But there was a guy aimbotting in the storm and he killed me, unfortunately. If it was a normal case scenario with no cheater, me running around like that with the nitro 100% would have worked. So obviously in those end games I died to cheaters both times, but these tips will help you earn multiple games in your next zero build cash cup. If you guys found this helpful, make sure you guys drop a like, comment down below any questions you may have, and please drop a sub and put on notice because I am going to start uploading way more often.